All right, gentlemen and folks, welcome to the TD Report. I'm your host, David Combs, here with Tony Kennedy and Cody Bennett. Tony, are you putting the cowboy blanket on? Is that
Yes,
is that
I
what
am.
you're doing? This what we
Yes,
doing? All
I
right.
had to.
Well,
I,
I'm your host. I am not Jerry Jones. Uh, this is this cowboy game against the 49ers. A lot of hand wringing going on the internet, a lot of turmoil in Cowboy Nation. Cowboys fall 23-17 to the San Francisco 49ers at home. This was a decent Cowboy team. I'm not going to say they were good or great. They were decent. They won the NFC East, swept it, and had some great performances this year, mainly at the wide receiver spot. Micah Parsons had a great rookie year. But in the end, San Francisco bullied Dallas. They really did. Bullied Dallas. Dallas had a lot of penalties. I think it was 14 penalties and had a very slow start. What was the opening spot? They spotted them 10 points, right, Tony? Or was it 13? Was it
10,
13?
13, 16,
You
13.
can't you can't spot a team 13 points at home in the playoffs. Period.
First of all, you should never defer. They should have never deferred. They should have put their best team on the field, which is the offense first.
You think so?
Yeah, you put your offense out first, and then you make them play catch up.
That's the problem. Did Dallas score on their first possession
No, but
when they
if they
did
would
get the
have had the
ball?
ball first, then they could have maybe scored and make them play catch up.
That's one way to think about it, Tony.
Yeah.
I do think uh, for San Francisco, the key for them was getting off to a good start. And Dan Quinn and his defense have to be not called out because it's the first quarter, but it has to be recognized. Dallas's defense had a very low margin for error. Okay. They gave up way too much. Those 17 points they gave up probably was the game. That's pretty much where Dallas had to be, the way their offense was playing. Their offense was not going to if their offense was putting up 30, 35, different story. Your defense has a larger margin for error. This is not the type of defense that can play from behind. You see what I'm saying? This defense has to play from ahead. You let them play like against the Redskins most of the year, the WFT. The Dallas defense against the WFT played from up anywhere from 16 to 28 points most of those games. Am I wrong on that, Cody?
Nope. Nope.
So when you are up 21, 27, 28 points, you know this, Tony. Your defense can tee off. You can go after people. And then you get to a point where the other team runs out of possessions, and then you don't care if they throw for 15, 20 yards and chunk it down the field. They're down by 21 points. The Cowboys needed to play from the front. Okay. I say this all the time about Tiger Woods and golf. When Tiger Woods was healthy, when he was young and healthy, he was the greatest front runner in the history of sports. Once Tiger Woods got up, 3 strokes, 4 strokes, 5 strokes, it's over. It's over because he's going to manage the course the rest of the way.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Dallas, the way that they're constructed right now today is a play from ahead football team. That means your offense has got to put up the 30, the 45 points. They have to basically play like the Kansas City Chiefs do. And by the way, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. In other news, they eliminate the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were very fortunate to make it in the playoffs, but hey, they were there. A lot of questions in Pittsburgh coming up. Let's talk about another team that went out of the playoffs. We got to give a shout out to Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals for eliminating the Las Vegas Raiders. Great job, Joe Burrow.
He did exactly what we thought he was going to do.
Him and Jamar Chase. We thought we were talking about Joe Burrow, Tony. Joe Burrow in his first playoff action. This is just over a year after blowing his knee out here in D.C. The kid looked great, Tony. Your boy looked great, man. That's your nephew. That's your nephew right there.
My boy. I love Joe Burrow. Burrow and Cincinnati could be dangerous if their defense come to play.
If their defense comes to play, Cincinnati is not going to be fun. You're right.
my repick of my Super Bowl picks, that we did on the previous pod.
Wait. So let me get this right.
The repicks.
Let me get this right. Dave picked Green Bay and Buffalo.
Bills. Yeah.
I picked LA versus LA. You took the Redskins versus whom?
The Bills.
The Bills.
He took the Bills.
Now, I will tell you, all two of you picked the Bills. Honestly, the Bills are the best team in pro football right now.
No, they're not better than the Chiefs.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I think they are. The defense is better. The defense is light years better.
Hey, look, I love
Bills,
Micah Hyde. Love that dude. Love how he plays football.
And their front line.
Dude, they are the best team in the league, man.
Their front line on the defense is nasty.
And you know what? If the Bills won the Super Bowl,
Tre'Davious White.
If the Bills win the Super Bowl, I will be happy for them because that is a group of fans that's been long suffering, right? Long suffering since the 90s when they went to 4 straight, right? And they were the class of the AFC back then. And they went through a lot, but honestly, I like that team. I enjoy watching them play. They're a fun team to watch. And listen, for all my WFT fans out there that are like, should we trade up? Should we not trade up? We are afraid to trade up because of what we did for, what we did to get RG3. You know what? The Buffalo Bills traded up to get Josh Allen when everyone thought that Josh Allen was not that great. They thought he was okay, but not a franchise quarterback. And Chris Cooley, of all people, he's from out in the West, in that area, and he said that Josh Allen had the worst talent around him of any high major quarterback that was draftable, and he might be right.
Josh Allen also made some serious strides in improving his accuracy, his throwing ability from when he came into the league to where he's at now. I mean, if you look at his numbers, they've constantly increased year by year since he came in. So it's he
also, let's be real, he also got some great talent around him.
He's got some great talent.
He's got some great talent, no doubt. No doubt. So listen to these numbers, guys. I'm a numbers guy. Until the 3 kneel downs at the end of the game, the 3 kneel downs by Mitch Trubisky, the Buffalo Bills ran off 51 snaps and put up 480 yards.
Against a New England defense?
They handed Bill Belichick his worst loss in the playoffs as New England coach, and that was a 33-10 loss in 2010 to the Ravens. Ravens got up in them in 2010.
That's when
Josh Allen put up 308 yards on 25 throws, 21 completions, 5 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. They also ran for 2 touchdowns and ran 29 running plays for 174 yards. Total domination.
Yeah.
Never punted. Scored a touchdown on every possession except the last one where they kneeled down.
Well,
I don't know what to say. I mean, when they come at you like that, Tony, what do you do?
I think they may be the best team, and my little LA versus LA junk is gone. Maybe the Rams. The Rams tonight don't have both.
You picked in your repick last one. You chose Rams versus Titans.
Yep.
Rams versus Titans. I don't think the Titans are probably better than the Bills. I wasn't going to take the Bills.
I'm gonna let my Super Bowl picks ride since they're both still alive. I'll let them ride. I'm not leaving. I'm not gonna walk away from the Packers now.
Yeah, no. And I mean, in my repick, I went a little bold again. I picked the Cards and the Bengals.
Hey, listen, dog. Man, the Bengals ain't that good. Everybody riding them. Who they beat? They division worse than the NFC East.
Who?
Green Bay's division is worse than the NFC East.
Correct.
So why they be getting on when you win the NFC East, but they never get on the Packers for winning that division?
Because nobody in the NFC East has Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
That ain't got nothing to do with you beating bad teams.
Doesn't matter if you've got Aaron Rodgers. He's the best. Okay. Is he the best quarterback in football right now?
No.
Hey, what's up, Devin?
No,
Huh?
he's not. No, he's not.
Who's the best quarterback in football right now?
The dude in KC is the best quarterback.
Okay. That's cool.
I mean, you start the team, I'm taking Mahomes.
Okay, that's that. You know what? You want Mahomes? Give me Aaron Rodgers for the last 4 years of his career. I'll take it.
I was going to say, you're starting that based on his longevity in the league and what he's got left.
Yes.
So not based on who's the actual better quarterback. You're basing that on building a team. Yeah, you want to build a team with Patrick Mahomes, but
With a younger guy, but
Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback.
he's a better quarterback.
Not at this age in 2022. Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers.
I will say this: Mahomes is further along in his career at a younger age than Aaron Rodgers was allowed to be in Green Bay.
Right
See what I'm
now,
saying?
we played a game in 2022. Mahomes is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Right to this day.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact,
Yep.
Mahomes has been going to Super Bowls. Rodgers
And
ain't
that's-
been.
Devin
Rodgers
makes a great
has been
point.
choking, and he got
Dev
the
makes
best
a great
receiver
point.
in football.
Okay, he's made Devontae into what he is. Let Devontae have Chris.
Man,
Let him
he'll
have
be a
Taylor
superstar
Heineke.
anyway.
Let him have Taylor Heineke. He's not putting up those numbers.
Dude, he will put those numbers up anywhere.
No,
He's
no,
a
he won't.
beast.
Not without the quarterback. Got to have the. You got to have the guy giving them the. Oh Lord, here comes Keith. Them bum ass Cowboys won the NFC East, but couldn't beat the weak ass 49ers. You know what? The 49ers.
That's another.
The 49ers.
That's another
Listen,
bit of Redskin fan.
listen. The 49ers. The 49ers did what they were supposed to do to Dallas. They bullied them. Okay? Dallas was able to bully the NFC East because they have more talent. Once they step outside of the NFC East, these them brothers from around the corner. We ain't taking that from you. You can do that stuff to Craig and Smokey, but you can't do that. They don't do that to them dudes around the corner. See what I'm saying? Trent Williams really, Trent Williams being on that team, it has physicality. Look, man, WFT, I know he didn't want to play here, but good God, that dude, he don't care. That's Debo. He don't care. He can still physically dominate games.
Can I?
This late in his
Now,
career.
Dave, can I say something to you? If the Rams win tonight, the WFT has to be the dumbest team in history. The 4 teams left is all WFT.
What do you mean?
Rams coach,
Oh, well,
Packers coach, San Fran's coach. Is anybody? Oh, anybody down in Tampa from Washington? Oh, Byron Leftwich. I mean,
don't forget Joe Barry.
Look at a DMD.
You know, one of the guys that texted in, and hey, by the way, everyone hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for joining us on the TD Report. Listen, Dev made a great point earlier. He said that the Packers beat the teams they're supposed to beat. Dallas every year is good for losing a few games to teams they should have beat. They should have beaten the Raiders this year. Okay? Raiders were a quality team. Should have beaten the Cardinals. Quality team. You see what I'm saying? Should have beaten Tampa. Very close, but no cigar. This is what I'm talking about. That's a character thing. That's character. And character builds on top of character. The difference is those 90s Cowboy teams, those 90s Cowboys teams, say what you want about them, they had character. Michael Irvin.
They had coaching.
What's
They
that?
had coaching.
Great coaching.
And they had character. Those guys
They
held
had
each other
coaching.
accountable. They held each other accountable. If Eric Williams didn't make a block, Tony, if Eric Williams didn't make a block and Troy Aikman got sacked, Troy Aikman would get in his face. Eric Williams, he's huge. That's accountability. There's no accountability in Dallas, Tony.
Yeah.
The way that Jerry runs his team, that's the problem. They don't have any accountability. And that just has to stop. It's been 25 years. Yeah, that's right. Keith makes a point. Cowboys did not beat a team with a winning record. That's correct.
has a lot of New England. Philly. I mean, come on, man, stop that. They beat the Chargers, who had a winning record. Come on, man.
Chargers.
Stop with all that. Chargers were 9-8.
That's one team. That's one.
They beat the Chargers. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Eagles. They beat
I guess you're right. So, so
all the sorry teams in place. We can't help.
Well,
that.
Dak's career record, I think. Dak's career record against teams with 500 records or better is, I think it's 13-20, something like that, right?
Okay.
So and I think quarterbacks you've got to understand that Cowboys defense has not been great over the past 10 years. They've been okay. Yeah, that's right, Devin. Devin's right. 7 games under 500 against winning teams for Dak Prescott. That's not great. It could be better. It needs to be better. And the only way that Dallas is going to advance more than one game in the playoffs, so if they don't fix that.
If anybody want to blame Dak Prescott, that's not from me. I don't have no headphones. My thing ain't in.
I'm saying to put him in.
Put him in?
Yes.
Yeah, give him a shot.
Man, shit.
Let's talk about where do the Cowboys go from here. Do you make a move on Mike McCarthy? Because the time to do it, if you're going to make a move on Mike McCarthy, you got to do it now.
I don't think you do it this season. I mean, you just drafted the entire defense for the rookies.
Do you hope that Kellen Moore, who has taken a lot of fire this week as the offensive coordinator, I think you might have to make a move on Kellen Moore. You have to hope somebody hires him.
I'll say I think Kellen Moore gets hired. I think someone will hire Kellen Moore.
You think he goes to Jacksonville, don't you?
He'll go somewhere. Yeah, Keith. I think he is horrible. Yes.
Oh, Kellen Moore is horrible.
Kellen Moore is terrible. He's terrible.
He is terrible. I'm agreeing with you.
You got to make a move on him. You've got to make a decision. Either you fire him, or if you're Jerry, you make sure that somebody. If you're Jerry, you've got to make sure somebody hires this guy, and get a real coordinator in there. Okay, they've got to get that offense fixed. Here's the problem that I had with the Dallas yesterday.
I'm just going to say this about Kellen Moore. He's getting this flack now, but if you look back at his record isn't terrible. And with what he's done and built up, I don't think he's really that terrible, and that's why he's looking like one of the front runners to get hired somewhere. And he's
going to have to make adjustments, Cody. And honestly,
he's still young, very young.
He's very young, and he shouldn't be this set in his ways. You see, he's not. This is not Ernie Zampese, right? Walking in and be like, "Hey, I've got this resume. What I do works. What I say works." He's not at that He's not at that level yet. He's got to get that buy-in. And now this is interesting. Devin says to fire Kellen Moore, fire Mike McCarthy, and turn the team over to Dan Quinn. Let him be the head coach, and then hire an offensive coordinator and a D coordinator.
Yeah,
I think
he can just move his defensive guy up.
Listen, honestly, the guy they need to fire is Jerry. Jerry is the problem.
Yeah.
He's always been the problem.
Yep.
Jerry, you've got to step away from this football team. If you're the owner and you love this franchise, if you truly love the franchise, you would walk away from it because you're not good for it. He's not good for the Dallas franchise in regards of him having his hands in everything. You see what I'm saying? Don't forget, if Stephen Jones, his son, did not take away Jerry's cell phone, they would have had Johnny Manziel. That's who Jerry wanted to quarterback his football team.
Hey,
can you imagine?
Keith says they need to hire Brian Flores. He holds his players accountable.
Brian Flores would scare the shit out of Dallas players because he's a hard ass.
As a Washington fan, that's the last place I want Brian Flores to go.
Because it might work.
It's going to work. Anywhere he goes is going to work. And with the talent that he's already got there and the young skill that he has, Flores is a molder. That'd be dangerous.
He'd love that defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would work. Listen, we need a hard ass to coach these dudes because these dudes, it ain't getting to them. I told you on the show when we beat the shit out of the Giants, I was bitching about the coaching because of the clock management. You remember I said that?
Yep.
He couldn't manage time, and I said it's going to come back and bite us in our ass, and it did.
Yep. Well, let's talk about that. I don't want to get too deep into the play-by-play, but here's what killed Dallas. Here's what killed them. The next to last drive that the last drive that San Francisco had the football. The holding penalty on Randy Gregory cost them a whole minute off that clock. They had used up their timeout. That was the stupid. And by the way, if you the guy that they showed was Mike McCarthy, right? The camera needed to be on Dan Quinn. The 49ers loaded up on run. They were going to run the football. They had to run the clock out, right? Dallas had the play strung out. The tackle was going to be made. It didn't matter. Randy Gregory grabs, the pulling guard and tackles him. Terrible.
Didn't need to tackle him.
He didn't need to do it. You know what? If he wanted to take a shot, and try to take the guy out, you should have run up on the guy and put your shoulder into him. He saw him coming. Then take him out. Take him out up high, and you get your shot in. That was frustration.
Keith
right?
said that's discipline. That's on the head coach.
That's discipline. That's on the head coach. But the guy that you needed to be looking at to see his reaction was Dan Quinn. Because you know what Dan Quinn said. As soon as the ball was snapped and they ran left, Dan Quinn is saying, okay, we got him. Get him on the ground. Get him on penalty.
From what I hear, Dan Quinn's actually a favorite to take that head coaching job out in Denver.
Oh, that's a good job for him. That's a good gig. That's a good gig. New ownership coming online in Denver. That would be a great hire.
Wait a minute. We on Martin Luther King Day. Thank you, Martin Luther King. None of these white coaches should be hired before these black coaches right now. Quinn gave up the biggest Super Bowl lead in history.
He did.
Get a head coaching job.
But he's doing a good job now.
He's doing a good job because he got 2 first-team All-Pros.
Tony.
My damn face with that shit. They keep giving these people jobs, man. Y'all need to stop
Brian
with
Flores.
This bullshit.
Okay.
I think
Brian Flores will. Okay, I will make a prediction. Yeah. Brian Flores will get a job this offseason. Byron Leftwich will get a job this offseason.
He don't need to get a job. Keep giving it to Kellen Moore and these scrub-ass head coaches.
Oh, well, that's going to happen anyway, Tony. But these guys, the young guys, are going to get some jobs. Brian Flores is probably the favorite to get the job in Chicago. They love him up there. And honestly, he looks like a Chicago coach to me.
Leftwich and Vance Joseph, I think both will also get hired as well.
So that's 3.
Yeah, and
the enemy's not leaving Kansas City. If he ain't left now, he ain't leaving. He ain't leaving. And you know what?
Every coach
good for him
in our division should be fired.
Yes,
is awful. McCarthy is awful.
Yes.
The dude at the Giants they fired. They only
Joe Judge.
And the Eagles dude, because he took a team whatever, he's the only one that should have a job right now.
Eagles need a quarterback. Sorry, Jalen Hurts. Time to go, baby.
Division should be fired. Mustache in there.
Flores and Louis Riddick. Louis Riddick as the GM. Is that what you're talking about, Devin? I think Devin's talking about. Devin wants to see Louis Riddick hired as the GM in Chicago. And
they fired the GM and the Raiders.
Yeah, Mike Mayock just got fired today. He's out. So he's out, but are they they're sticking with the coach? They haven't named a coach. So either they're going to fire the coach and then bring the GM in and then he hires, or they're going to keep the coach and then hire the GM over top of him. Then then the Raiders have to determine, are they going to keep Carr or not?
A surprise name I'd like to see somewhere. A surprise name I'd like to see somewhere this year is Pep Hamilton. He did a great job with the Steelers. With the
Chargers
last year. With Herbert, and then he did pretty damn good out there with David Sills with Houston.
Yeah, David Mills.
It's Sills, I thought, isn't it?
Davis. His name is Davis Mills.
That's it, Davis.
David Sills is the wide receiver.
There we go. I knew that was the name somewhere.
Davis Mills is the quarterback with that long ass neck.
Yeah. So
and they did a good job with him in Houston. I will say that.
So, and I think this guy's got some good work with QBs under his belt, to where I think a good surprise hire for him at like an offensive coordinator position would be great to see. I think he's somebody who could work wonders. He used to be with the Defenders as their head coach.
How about Pep Hamilton and Dallas as the OC?
Would be
how about Pep Hamilton as the head coach?
That too.
How about Pep Hamilton as the head coach? Messing with I ain't messing with these fools, man. They terrible.
Yeah.
Pep is a QB guru.
Kellen Moore don't have no job.
Pep is the QB guru. That is exactly what Chicago needs. That's what Dallas needs. That's what a lot of teams in this league need. And that is a skill that should be bankable. You see what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely. That's a good one.
This is what I'm saying. If you're telling me, okay, back in the 80s, the QB guru was Mike Shanahan. Remember that? Young Mike Shanahan in Denver with Elway, right? The quarterback gurus now are guys like that. These guys should really be getting looked at. Pep Hamilton not having an offensive coordinator job by now, or not a head coach job by now, it's puzzling to me.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, and to not even see him get like a cluster of interviews is crazy too. And that's why I like to see him. I even called it last year when I said
you've been banging the drum, Cody.
Yeah. I think he's an extremely talented coach, and I think wherever he does end up, if he does end up somewhere good at some point, or at least in a position to make a difference, he will make that difference.
There's like 7 jobs open, but there's 7 jobs open right now.
They need to screw. No, you know what? They need to screw that Rooney Rule. Stop the BS. Get rid of the Rooney Rule, because all you doing is just bringing people in just to man, don't embarrass me.
Right.
Don't do that to me. Don't bring me in on no BS. I'd rather for you just to tell me, I don't want your N-word ass here anyway.
It's really sad. You know, right now there is one black head coach in the NFL. We go through this, guys. I know people are tired of talking about it. Listen, I'm tired of talking about it as a journalist. Devin, I know you're tired of talking about it, but every stinking year we go through this. It's the same thing every year. And it's a black eye. I shouldn't even say it's a black eye. It's a sore spot for the league. It's embarrassing. And if the league keeps allowing this to happen, and the fact that we're sitting here talking about this on Martin Luther King Day, it's an embarrassment to the league. Truly is. Tony pointing at me. You know, I would like to see a different rule be put in place. And now they're haggling over whether draft picks will be taken or given. Draft picks will be given for hiring this black coach or that black coach. Listen,
no, you know, Dave, I got the thing. Dave, I got the answers. Here's what you do: you give them people the 33rd franchise in St. Louis, African American ownership in St. Louis, and then we go from there. Because once we're at the table for ownership, then we can start talking all this other stuff. Then you owners can do what the hell you want to do. Then you stop supporting them, stop giving your money to them, and as the USFL get bigger, you start putting your athletes over in the USFL, and you own stuff. Break this NFL ass down.
Tony, the Billionaire Boys Club is not going to allow that to happen. They will do anything and everything to submarine a true competing league, and you know that.
They nothing without them house niggas on the damn road.
Well, listen, the NFL owners wouldn't even allow Donald Trump to be part of their little He-Man Woman Haters Club. So you think they're gonna let black people in? Come on, Tony. Get real.
It's crazy.
Okay. All I know is the black ownership will be here for the next 5 years.
It would be
guarantee you that.
fantastic. I would love to see it. I just don't see it happening right now. I really don't. And
Within the next
listen,
5 years for sure.
But
when my father was alive, when my dad was alive, my dad has loved football his whole life. My dad said, son, in my lifetime, you are not going to see black ownership in the NFL. And sadly, my dad passed away a few years ago. Now I'm sitting here at age 50. Okay. I'm 50. And I don't know if I'm going to see it in my lifetime.
Hang tight for another 5 years. I agree with you, TK. I think you got 5 years and we'll see it.
Okay. Cody, I love to keep hope alive. I love it. 5 years. We'll be talking. And I guarantee you on the TD report, we're going to be talking about it. Listen, I don't care if people get they don't like it or, hey, Dave, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that. I don't care. The truth is the league, the NFL is like the NFL is like 56% black. The NBA is 75% black. Okay.
Oh no, the NFL is like 70-something% in the players.
The 70%. Okay. One of them is 75.
Players or coaching or like just personnel wise.
I'm talking about personnel off the field. Yeah, personnel.
Personnel ain't that many brothers up in there.
It's not enough. Listen, what happened to David Culley, who got hired late in Houston? What happened to David Culley last week was a travesty. That was a crime. Now,
but he's still going to make his $22 million.
He's going to make. You damn right. He's going to make his $21 million. He better get 21. He better make every single dime. And listen, if I was Goodell, I would tell the Texans, hey, there ain't gonna be no payment plan. Y'all are cutting a check for $21 million today.
Yeah, give it to me all up front.
To a lump sum. You are not going to break it up over 10 years. It's not going to be it's not going to be the Bobby Bonilla every year for 20 years. You get $1 million. No, sir. That man's been coaching for 42 years. He should get his $21 million just because of the damage that they did to his name, the damage that they did to his reputation by firing him. Now, listen to the scuttlebutt in Miami. Adam Schefter has gotten his hand, NFL reporter for the ESPN, Adam Schefter got his hand caught in the cookie jar, having to backtrack on a couple of tweets he put out about the Miami job. Basically, Tony, he put out one tweet and implied that the Deshaun Watson deal was going to be dead because of the firing of Brian Flores. And then right after that, he had to backtrack and say, no, not necessarily. He's full of crap. He's making this crap up as he goes along. What has happened is Watson needed to be clear of all 22 of those sexual assault allegations, and only 18 of the women or 19 of the women have agreed to settle their case, which means this is going to trial. That's the only way that Miami would do the deal. Okay, so the problem was not Brian Flores.
Well, no, but
Brian Flores.
I do believe that I think that Deshaun Watson was only going to remove that trade clause and go there because of his like for Brian Flores.
That's all fine and well, but nobody's
was the backfire cause of saying it's dead is because Watson's no longer going to release his trade clause without Flores being there.
Hey, Cody, I got one for you, Cody.
I don't think Watson has much of a choice anymore.
How about y'all exchange the two Hispanic names? Y'all take Rivera down there in Miami, and then you get Flores. Would you take that deal?
Absolutely.
You're damn right they would.
Absolutely.
WFT would dump. They would dump Rivera in a New York minute for Flores if they could do it. But Flores ain't coming here.
And they're not dumping Rivera.
Flores coming.
And they're not dumping Rivera. And Flores wouldn't go. Honestly, as a young coach, I don't think Flores would go to. I don't think Flores would go to Dallas.
I ain't mess with y'all.
He wouldn't. Tony, man, he wouldn't go to Dallas because the influence. Listen, I'll tell you what. If Stephen Jones owns the Dallas Cowboys, then Brian Flores should go there. But as long as Jerry is in that office, as long as Jerry has keys to the building, as long as Jerry is alive, Brian Flores should stay as far away from the Dallas job as possible.
Along with any other coach that's good.
Hey, man, this is the truth. Dallas, the only coach that can sit there and go eye to eye with Jerry Jones and tell him he's wrong is a guy like Bill Parcells. You need to have a couple of Super Bowls in your back pocket. And frankly, there aren't many coaches out there other than Bill Belichick that have that type of resume.
I think Sean Payton could, Belichick could. I think Tomlin could.
They had Sean Payton as an assistant coach. Remember?
They should never let him go.
They should have never let. Exactly. You hear that, Cody? Tony says that Sean Payton would be a guy that would basically be able to tell Jerry to sit his ass up in the owner's box and let me handle down here on the field. That's all fine and well, but they had Sean Payton as offensive coordinator and then let him go.
Yeah, and that's
for Jason. They kept there was Jason Garrett was still the coach, right?
Oh shit! They got Michael Buffer calling the game tonight.
Yeah. And see, and that's the thing. Like everyone's always was talking about how it's Jason Garrett, it's Jason Garrett, it's Jason Garrett. Well, now you got a whole other coach and you got the same problems. So is it really Jason Garrett?
Exactly. What's the common denominator? Yeah. Jerry Jones. He is the common denominator. Okay. Cowboys don't even play in the same stadium they used to. This is a new stadium, right? Okay. You change the lockers, you change the uniforms, you change the roster, you change everything except for the owner and GM.
Yep.
That's the only thing that hasn't changed in Dallas. And you're getting the same results. And I guarantee you this, Tony. What did Cowboys go this year? 12-6? Is that right? Yeah. 12-6.
12-6, yep.
12-5 in the regular season.
6-12 last year.
They will be playing the schedule that the WFT played this year. I guarantee you next year Dallas will be no better than 10-7.
I agree.
10-7 win the division.
They're going to have a first place schedule.
They will play a first place schedule.
But you know what the difference is? We have a first place schedule with 9 home games. That makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
9 home games makes a difference.
Everybody's
home game didn't make a Tony. That home game didn't make a difference in the playoffs.
Yeah, but having 9 home games could make a difference in your seating. If Dallas is seated number 2,
I agree. Okay.
They get to play Philly instead of playing damn San Fran. So them 2 games that they lost to that bullshit.
Okay. We'll see. It's going to be a long off season for Dallas and a long out season. Hey, Cowboys need a black owner. It'll never happen.
Oh, that shit ain't never happened.
It'll never happen. Hey, I have a better chance of getting a lap dance from Halle Berry than the Dallas Cowboys have of having a black owner. Trust. And I could really use a lap dance.
That's so.
I love Halle Berry. So listen, let's talk about these picks. Cody Bennett, take us to the picks. Cody's getting his spreadsheet out for us here. Yeah, we've got picks going on the show.
We got a little.
I want to know who's in first place. Who winning?
So right now I'm up by 5. So we're gonna run it down so we can see. So the Steelers, we all picked the Steelers and we all lost that. So everybody's nothing on that one. Then the Bills and the Pats game, I picked the Bills. You guys picked the Pats. So I'm up 5 points on that one. Cincy, we all got Cincy.
Hey.
That's 5 points across the board. Bucks, we all got the Bucks. 5 points across the board. So right now it's 15, 10 to 10. So tonight's game, I got the Cardinals and you guys got the Rams. So you got a chance to tie it up here, or I got a chance to go ahead and take a strong little lead.
Let's go Rams.
Yeah, and then after this, obviously, we'll do our picks for the next round and see where we stand as those come.
And we don't get to switch, right? We're not switch. Can I switch my Super Bowl pick?
Well, no. We already made our Super Bowl picks.
Okay, all right. Okay, so no repick.
I have the Cardinals and the Bengals. You have the Bills and the Packers. And TK's got the Rams and the Titans. And if any of those teams actually make it, you get 10 points for each team that makes it.
In the next round.
Correct.
Okay.
To the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those picks. But yeah, it's a little game. Either way.
If the Cardinals win tonight as the lower seed, where do they go? This is the 4-5 matchup, right?
I just had that pulled
up. Cardinals go to Tampa.
If they win.
Game go to play Tampa.
Winner of this game, no matter what.
Yeah,
okay.
Because San Francisco already going to Green Bay. So winner of this game goes to Tampa.
San Francisco, Green Bay should be a fun game. That's going to be fun, y'all. Cody's got to pull that up. That's the one thing you don't
That
see
was
a lot of.
mine.
They don't put those brackets up there enough.
Yeah, I got it right here. So,
Let's go, baby.
all right, yeah. So, where are we at?
The winner of this game goes to Tampa.
Yeah, winner of tonight's game goes to Tampa.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to pull up the.
AFC is set,
There
and
we
we come back with our picks on Thursday.
Yeah, we're gonna do the picks on Thursday.
Right, we'll do picks on Thursday. Yeah.
We'll do
And
picks on Thursday.
Then I'm gonna take it for real. I would have
Let's
never
get.
picked Pittsburgh over Kansas City. That was an emotional pick.
No,
Yeah.
we was trying to give Ed some love. Ed Tomlin, that's our boy.
Yeah, we've given
So
you
listen,
some love,
guys.
nigga.
Arizona Rams have kicked off, and the Rams are already in Arizona territory. So this might be a track meet. So let's go on and get our viewership over to their game. I want everyone to enjoy this Martin Luther King Day game playing in Arizona.
MLK Day.
Cardinals. Yep, Cardinals against the Rams, and wow, Rams already driving. Guys, going to see you on Thursday. Okay.
Yep,
Thanks for watching,
see you guys on Thursday.
You guys
MLK
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be
7
out. See you next time on the TD Report.
Yeah, 7
Later.
o'clock Thursday, picks and everything else. Yeah, tune in.
Yep, 7 o'clock. Perfect. Let's go.
Thanks a
Thanks,
lot,
everybody.